Oh, here we go. Hello, hello. Everyone's like, I'm on mute, no wins. You can put them in the chat too. The chat's a great place. A great place to put our wins. Um, a few things. Oh, here we go. Oh, hi. Hello, hello. Everyone's like, I'm on mute, no wins. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. Can you guys still hear me? Are we good?
Yes.
Because it's my
We can hear you. Yeah.
we are live streaming. Hello, what's up? Oh, we've got some people in the chat. Hi, Summer. Hi, Michael. Got a referral from a past client. I freaking love that. That is a huge win. Those are like the low-hanging fruit we all dream of. Yes. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. So let's just dive right in, you guys. Welcome back, everybody. This is the second monthly session of Follow Up is Forever for those of you who came last month. And I am so beyond excited to have you guys here. If you joined us last month, you already know the drill. If you're new, buckle up, you guys. I am Jen, your no BS real estate coach, hype woman, here to light a fire under your follow up game because Lord knows we all need it. So, first, just some quick housekeeping stuff so we can all your no BS real estate coach. One second. Here to really quickly, I need to Lord knows we all need it. Fix this. So first, just some quick housekeeping stuff in YouTube. Your no BS real estate. One second. Here to There we go. Okay, I needed to mute YouTube because we are live on there. Sorry, guys. Awesome. All right. So quick housekeeping, couple things. So mute yourself for now. No background noise. Love your kids and your pets. However, don't need to hear them right at this moment. So we have a chat for any comments, any burning questions. Go ahead and use that. But just wait to the end, and I promise we will have a dedicated Q&A time for you guys after the session. Also, really cool. We've got AI generated notes taking care of summarizing this entire session for you. That means you do not need to scribble furiously. Just pay attention, engage, know that you have access to that AI in the Zoom for notes as we go along. Super cool. Also, if you have questions, again, drop them in the chat as we go. My team is watching the chat and collecting those. So I'll tackle as many of those at the end as we can. And then finally, stay to the end. Not only will we do some Q&A, but I'll also clue you into some exciting things coming up. And no, it's not going to be a hard sales pitch. You guys know me better than that, but there is something you will want to hear. So with all of that out of the way, let's just dive right into it. This is Follow Up is Forever. And today we are going deep into what real follow-up means and how to become a follow-up beast in your business. So let me just set the stage. It's not a BS surface level event. If you come for like warm and fuzzy generic advice, you're in the wrong Zoom room. I am here to deliver you guys empowering and practical coaching. I might get loud. I might curse a little bit, once or twice. So cover your kids' ears if they're listening, but it's all because it's passion to see you guys win. So if you're with me, drop a little fire emoji in the chat, signal you're ready to ignite your follow-up. Let's see them. I love the fire emoji. Let's see it. Or you know what? Your favorite emoji also works. I love that. But I just want to make sure that we're engaged. We're here. Yes, Summer. Summer's like 3 fire emojis. I'm like extra credit here. I love it. Okay, Chandra. Yes. Oh, 5. Okay. She's like, let me level up. I got this. Fan freaking tastic. I love it, you guys. Yes, marketing magician. Okay. So, you guys, this series is called Follow Up is Forever for a reason. I want you to tattoo this on your brain, okay? Just like the one tattoo I have is this. I want okay, tattoo this on your brain. Real follow up means relationship building that never stops. Unless they die, you die, or they literally tell you to fuck off. Yep, I said, oh, there it was. I warned you though. I warned you. I give you a disclaimer at the end, okay? They die, you die, or they tell you to F off. Let's talk about what that actually means. Relationship building that never stops. Essentially, if someone has ever shown even a flicker of interest in real estate, they stay in your orbit forever until they buy, sell, refer someone, or slam the door or slam the phone down in your face and say, don't ever call me again. Short of that, you don't give up. Most agents quit way too soon, and that is why most agents are broke. But not you, not after today. Okay? Think about this. According to sales stats, 48% of real estate agents never follow up after the first call. Almost half don't even bother to try a second time. And yet, we know that around 80% of sales require, at minimum, 6 to 12 or more follow-up contacts to close the deal. Do you see the disconnect? The average agent taps out early while the business is won by those who keep going. The money is literally left on the table by the quitters, and we're here to just scoop it up. So follow-up is where the fortune is. You guys have heard, follow the fortune's in the follow-up. Yes, absolutely. Let me just share a quick story with you. Oh, hello. What's up, Chandra? Hi. Fort Lauderdale. Love it. Florida girl here. Let's go. Okay, so story time. One of my coaching clients who did not follow my advice in the beginning because he was a little skeptical. It's okay. It's all right. Let's just call him Mike. Got a lead last year. Buyer looking in like the $600,000 range. He had one phone call with a guy, and in Mike's words was like, it went okay. And then the buyer ghosted him. Okay. Mike followed up once with a just checking in text, and we'll talk about the cringe of that phrase later. He got no reply, and then he just gave up. He's like, he wasn't that serious. Like, I didn't get very good vibes. Fast forward 6 months, Mike sees on Facebook that same lead bought a house with another agent. Ouch. Why though? Because that other agent guaranteed stayed in touch and was just top of mind when the buyer was actually ready. And Mike missed out on potentially a $15,000 commission because he didn't follow up more than once. Very painful lesson. Now, contrast that with, let's call her Sarah. It's another agent I work with. She had a lead who went silent for months. Instead of writing him off, Sarah put him on a follow-up plan that we discussed. It was a short, friendly, touches every few weeks, a text about a new listing that fit his criteria, quick phone message when interest rates dipped, like, hey, interest rates drop, might save you some money, call me if you want details. And then also we threw in a funny meme about house hunting to keep it light. So for 4 months, the guy never responded. Total ghost, right? But guess what? She trusted me and she did the follow-up plan that we talked about. And in month 5, he finally texted her back. And he goes, hey, thanks for not giving up on me. Life got crazy, but we're ready to restart our search. Boom. Sarah picked him up, and that client is now under contract with her. 5 months of ghosting, and her persistent, authentic follow-up literally saved the deal and got her a commission check. So here's the key mindset takeaway. Do not take ghosting personally. There's a coach, Jim Rayerson. He says, often when a buyer disappears, it's because they just simply got busy, not because they disliked us as the agent or found another one. Life happens, you guys, kids, work, analysis paralysis, whatever it is. If they haven't explicitly told you, go away, assume it's not a no, it's just a not yet. Your job is to professionally persist. And remember, follow-up is forever. It's not one call, one text, and done. It's an ongoing conversation. It's a relationship you're building. If you shift your mindset from leads equal transactions to leads equal people I have a relationship with, everything changes. You're no longer annoyed that you have to call them again. You're grateful for just another chance to serve and build that trust. Here's a mantra I want you guys to say out loud right now, even though you're muted. Yes, I am that person to make you talk to your screen. Repeat after me. I will follow up relentlessly because I create lifelong relationships. Write this one down. This is good. I will follow up relentlessly because I create lifelong relationships. Put it on a sticky note. Put it on your mirror. This mindset separates the top producers from the wannabes. And to cement this, let's quickly recall some stats that should blow your mind and banish any fear of bothering people, like so many of the agents that I coach and train worry about. Most agents give up early. 44% of salespeople give up after one follow-up, and fewer than 10% of agents make 3 or more follow-up calls. And that means if you simply make that 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th attempt, you're already ahead of 90% of your competition. Hello, competitive edge. And as we all know, I talk the people that I coach and train on a regular basis, they know it's between the 6th and 12th contact that actually converts something, that actually gets you to that next deal. Also, deals happen later. Research shows only 2% of sales are made on the first contact, only 2% of sales, and 80% of sales happen between the 5th and 12th contact, like we were saying. So 5 to 12 touches. We're in real estate, often a longer sales cycle. So it might even be more than that, to be honest. That's just the average, right? So sometimes that means it takes more. If you're stopping at touch 3 or 4, you are potentially missing the 5th or the 6th or the 12th where the actual magic happens. Thank you, Chandra. Chandra's like, I will follow up relentlessly. Hell yes. I love the commitment. People expect follow-up, you guys. Some data even indicates that many buyers want or expect multiple follow-ups. So for example, a majority of online leads don't mind 2 to 4 calls. Some say they'd want you to keep trying until you reach them, because sometimes you're just calling them while they're at work and they're like, oh shoot, like I want to answer this call, but I can't. So that fear in your head, like, oh no, I'm going to annoy him, I don't want to bug him, it's mostly in your head. If you come from contribution, your follow-up is welcome. So is your mindset locked in? Because follow-up is your new forever game. Let's get practical though on how to do it right, because I'm not telling you to become a stalker or a robot. Effective follow-up, it's an art. It truly is. It's about being persistent without being a pest. It's about staying top of mind without being tuned out or like being obnoxious about it. And then, so how do we do that? Let's dive into that. So, just checking in. I was following up on, right? Sound familiar? Like we've all been there. We've all said those things on a phone call or in a text message. Those are the typical follow-up lines that most agents use, and they scream, I have nothing value to say, but I feel like I should call you and I'm just doing like what everyone else does. We are going to delete those phrases from our vocabulary effective immediately. If you have ever typed, just checking in on a text to a client, take your hand, smack it lightly. I'm not advocating violence, kind of. We're just, okay, we're just done with that. We need to like put a little marker of like, no, like, because some of us are in the habit of doing that. Real follow-up is not fake, formulaic, or a waste of anyone's time. It is not calling to just touch base when you have absolutely zero purpose. It's not pestering with the same question. Have you decided yet? Are you ready now? Like some annoying sales mosquito, right? Like no wonder some people have that feeling, is because you're not coming to the table with value. And follow-up is definitely not lying or using cheesy lines you learned on some outdated script book from the 80s, okay? Real follow-up is authentic, it's interesting, and it's purposeful. It means that every time you reach out, you bring something to the table, whether it's a piece of information, an update, a genuine question, a helpful resource, or even a bit of humor or humanity that just brightens their day. It should feel like you're a person, they're a person, and not just like predator prey. Okay. So let's break down a few common bad follow-up habits and transform them into gold. Okay. So the just checking in problem. When you call or message and open with, I'm just checking in to see if insert whatever, you're just ready to buy or sell or whatever. What does that sound like to the client? It sounds like every other salesperson who doesn't actually care. It's generic and it puts all the burden on them to have an update for you because that's what you need in that moment. No wonder why they don't rush to respond to that. A better approach would be always have a reason or something new when you do reach out, even if it's small. So for example, instead of, hey, just following up to see if you had a chance to think about those listings I sent over, try instead, hey, what's up, Jamie? One of the houses we looked at last month just had a price drop. I thought of you immediately. Do you have a minute later today for me to give you the details? It might change how you feel about that one. Do you guys see the difference? Do you feel the difference when I'm talking to you and telling you, like, you know, it's a script, but did you feel differently? In a second, you're bringing news, like new news. You're not just checking in aimlessly. You have a specific reason that benefits them. And it's probably going to impact your enthusiasm for reaching out when you're like, oh no, this is actually helpful information. So another one is, instead of, I hear this a lot. Hey, Junior, checking in if you're still interested in buying a home this year. So instead of that, try, hey, Junior, hope you're doing awesome. Did you see the last market update I sent? Interest rates dipped a little bit. Could save you around $150 a month on a home like we talked about. Let me know if you want to chat about how that impacts your plans. There on that one, you're offering value. It's info that might save them money. That is of value. If you're saving people money, absolutely they're going to be into it, right? And tying it to their situation. You're not asking them to do the mental work, you're leading with something actually useful. Okay, the next thing is sounding like a robot or a fake friend. You know those scripts that make you sound like a customer service robot, right? That gets the clicks. Hi, Sammy, I'm following up regarding your inquiry. Like, ugh, okay? Or the opposite, being overly chummy too soon. Okay, so you got the robot, and then you've got the like, we're best buds, and I've never even talked to you before. Hey, buddy, what's up? How about them Broncos? Anyway, you ready to sell? Like, ugh, clients can smell that inauthenticity like a mile away when you do that. So, not robot, not overly like chummy fake friend type of thing, like those people that are like trying to sell you something you know you don't want, and the only reason why they're reaching out to you since high school is because they're trying to like get you into the next thing, right? So the solution is be real, be you, but the best version of you. If you're naturally energetic, awesome, let that shine. If you're more straight to the point type of person, that's okay too. Be warm but concise. The key is don't be boring and don't be fake. Robot, fake friend, right? You can be the professional and have a personality. In fact, you must do that. Boring and cookie cutter follow-ups blend into the noise and get ignored, just like any other sales call. So I'm going to give you an example of being boring versus being engaging. And this, it doesn't matter what your personality type is, okay? Anyone can do this. Boring is, hi, John, I'm following up on the home search. Do you have any updates for me? This is stiff. It puts on all the onus on John to respond with something, like he owes you something. And likely he doesn't have an update or he would have already called you. An engaging response would be, hey, John, how's it going? I was thinking about you because a new listing popped up in the Highlands. With that big backyard you mentioned for your dogs, I can send you a video walkthrough if you're interested. Just say the word, no rush. If you're busy, I just didn't want you to miss it. In the engaging version, notice a couple things. I used a casual greeting. Hey, John, how's it going? Right? That's more my style. If your brand is ultra formal, perfect, tweak it, right? But most of the time, a conversational tone works wonders. How would you talk to your friend? That's how most of our clients want to be spoken to. I reference something also specific that John cares about. He wants a big backyard for his dogs. That shows that I remembered his needs, which is a huge trust builder. And that's why we use CRM systems to make notes about the conversation we had, right? Whole nother topic. I offered something of value next, a video walkthrough, instead of demanding his time right away, right? He's a busy guy, whatever, I can do a video walkthrough for you. And I gave him an easy out by saying, no rush if you're busy, which actually makes it more likely that he will respond because the pressure is off. And the result is John feels like, wow, Jen remembered my dog situation and she's looking out for me. This is what relationship building looks like. And guess what? It does not require that much more effort to do it. It just takes like a little bit more. It just takes this much more than other agents are willing to do. That's really it. So the next thing is wasting your time or theirs. Time is precious, you guys. When you do get a hold of your lead, don't you dare waste that opportunity with pointless chatter. Now, this is tricky. I'm not saying to be like all business and no friendly talk, right? We just talked about, hey, have a conversational friendly tone, right? But rapport is important and keeping it focused. So you're not calling to discuss the weather for 10 minutes. You're also not calling to like hear them vent about their aunt who just talked about this at the dinner table, like whatever. So you're also not calling just to say, so any questions, and keeping it vague when you could have answered those by being proactive. So every follow-up touch should have a purpose. Ask yourself before you call them, text and email, instead of just going like monotone robot status, is what is the one thing I want to convey or achieve in this interaction? And it could be as simple as just showing them one new option, or see if their timeline has changed, or provide reassurance about the market. You have a clear purpose. You won't ramble or meander in the conversation. And also, be mindful of their time of day and mode of communication. If you know your client is a busy nurse on night shifts, maybe a text in the morning is better than a call at 2 p.m. So if they always respond to emails at 10 p.m., also clue, like that is knowledge for you. That's not wasting time. That is timing strategy. So here's some purposeful follow-up ideas. use these things instead of generic check-ins. And just a reminder, all of this AI, it's going to be, we're having this be included into our note-taking system. So you don't have to write all of this stuff down. So here's some ideas. Share a market update that's relevant to them. So for example, hey, 2 houses just sold in your neighborhood this week. One went $10,000 over asking. Did you want the details on that? This could affect how we priced your home when you're actually ready. So that would be for like a seller lead, for example. Now, you could also provide a helpful resource. Like, I remember when you were worried about school districts, I put together a list of links for the schools in the area that we looked at, their ratings, parent reviews, all the things. You want me to email that over to you? Info is power. So, but be mindful, share facts, not your personal opinion on schools. Keep it ethical to avoid any steering. Okay, that's my disclaimer. If people ask, oh, is this a good neighborhood? Is this a good school district? You know what? I'm going to provide you with all the ratings and everything that is publicly available online. Okay. So, you can also reference a personal detail that they told you. So you could be like, last time we spoke, you were finishing up your MBA. How did graduation go? Also, I have some news on interest rates. Whenever you have a few minutes, it could be good timing now that you're done with school. So this blends that personal stuff that's going on in their life and business, and it shows that you care about them, not just the sale, and you're like bridging the two things. So by now, you guys get it. No more fake, boring follow-ups. Instead, we are replacing them with value-driven, authentic communication. So let's do something quick, interactive, get you guys going. And that, yes, it means you have to do a little tiny work, okay? So think of one lead you have right now that you know you need to follow up with. Maybe it's someone who's gone quiet, or maybe it's just like someone thinking about it, they're on the sidelines, whatever. Put in the chat one specific piece of value you could share with them on your next follow-up. Whether it's a call, text, whatever, doesn't matter. It could be a new listing that fits their criteria. It's simple as like going to the profile that you have the automated stuff set up and just like plucking one out, okay, of that and texting it to them. It could be a happy birthday text or like whatever. So you guys share in the chat anything that someone that just think of something specific. Obviously, we don't need their names, but just what is one follow-up thing, item of value that you can right now with that person that you think of that you have in your mind? What are you going to send them, or what are you going to call them with for a follow-up? Go ahead and I'll give you a couple seconds, pop it in the chat. All of us should have at least one person, even if it's someone in your sphere, right, that you know could be potentially buying or selling. Maybe it's someone that, you know, you haven't followed up with and you kind of dropped the ball on follow-up. What item of value could you send them to reignite the conversation? And then we're going to move into tone and timing, which I love. I'm about to launch a really cool program and thought of you and your goals you shared with me 2 months ago. Love that. Love that. Thank you, Marketing Magician. It's as easy as that, you guys. When you focus on value that you can provide to people, you are in turn going to feel less of a burden or less of a bother to the leads that we're following up with. So you have to think just a little bit about the value you're providing in order to get the responses that we're looking for. Anyone else want to just pop in? And here's the thing, the more that you actually commit to something, the more likely that you are going to do it and actually follow through. That's why every once in a while, we're going to just pop something in the chat. So you guys can keep doing that. Think about one person you got to follow up with, what item of value you're going to give to them. So I want to talk about tone, timing, and personalization mastery. Because we need to talk about how to deliver those messages, because you can have the best script in the world, but if you say it like a robot or at the wrong moment, it tends to fall flat. Your tone, your vocal inflection, the timing, and the personalization, these are your secret weapons to not sound like every other agent just reading off of a script. So let's break it down. How you say it matters, your tone and vocal inflection. Have you ever called a lead and you're like a bit nervous about it, and so your voice sounds a little timid or flat? Or maybe you're tired and you come across uninterested. The words coming out of your mouth should be perfect, but if your tone is off, the message is lost. In communication, tone is 55% of what we're communicating to people. So it's super, super important. And studies show that how you say something can be 5 times more important than what you actually say. 5 times. We've all heard that stat that communication is what, like, it's 55% tone, and 37% body language and only 7% the actual words. So on the phone, they can't see you. So if you think about all the modes of communication, a lot of the times we're not in person. So if you're on the phone with someone, you've got words, which is only makes up 7% of communication, and tone, which is 55%. So you really got to focus on your tone when you're making those phone calls. And in text messages and emails, you only have one form, which is the actual words, the actual text. Oh, I love this. Michael was showing homes over the weekend. Saw a house on the Potomac with a great view. Thought of you. It's not on the lake, but spectacular view from the bluffs. Fantastic. It's personalized, right? It's addressing something that's important to them. And great check-ins, very specific, offering some value. Love that. Thank you, Michael. So bringing it back. What does this mean for follow-up then? You need to sound like you care. Like Michael, that was actually a great example of sounding like you care. Sound excited or at minimum positive to talk to them, even if you're leaving a voicemail. Also, smiling when you speak. This is something I had to get used to when I started the social media game, is learning to smile as I was talking. It magically makes your voice warmer. Like, I don't know if you guys just noticed that, but since I'm talking about them, like, oh yeah, I need to smile while I'm talking. It elevates it, automatically helps your tone get better. So I'm serious, like cognitively think when you're, especially if you're not in person, pick up the phone and like tell yourself to smile before they even answer the phone. And your greeting will sound way better than just like, oh, like that. It totally brings your tone down when you're not actively smiling. Also, pay attention to your inflection. If you uptalk, your sentences sound like questions or they trail off. You might come across as unsure. So instead, especially when stating facts or asking for the next step, use a confident tone that goes down at the end. So for example, say, give me a call back at 5. I will be free to chat then. That's a statement. It's confident rather than maybe you could call me back. I'll be free, right? Like, so when you trail up, that shows and exudes, like people hear that as a lack of confidence and not like this is going to happen when it will happen. So anytime that you're stating facts or you're scheduling an appointment or you're closing, you always want to have a down tone or pitch when you do those things. So quick role play of tone. I'm just going to give you the same script twice with a different tone. So imagine like the scenario is following up on a lead who attended your open house, but hasn't returned your phone calls yet. So in this first example, if you were like, hey, Alex, this is Jen from the open house. I'm just calling to follow up. Wanted to see if you're still interested in looking at houses. Give me a call whenever it works for you. Okay, bye. If I left that voicemail, which I feel like some of you are like, oh, like that's kind of what I say. If that's you, that's okay. You don't have to raise your hand. No, don't worry about it. But do you think Alex is eager to call me back? No, I sound like I either hate my job or I'm not really interested in Alex. But if I say like that, I'm asking and saying the same things, just upbeat and clear about why it is that I'm calling. Instead, I'm like, hey, Alex, it's Jen. We met at the Maple Street open house last Saturday. So great to meet you. Listen, I have an update for you. Another home just listed this morning in that same neighborhood. It's actually a little bit bigger than the one that you saw, but in the same price range. I'd love to give you the details. It might be perfect for you. I'll shoot you a text with my number as well. Feel free to call or text me back when you get a minute. Cannot wait to show you this new place. Talk to you soon. Now, that was maybe 2 more sentences than the other one, but it's, again, these are voicemail examples that we have. And if you get that voicemail, the second voicemail that I left, totally different feeling. I sound like I'm excited about a house that suits him, which is presumably true. And I'm confident that he'll want to hear about it. My tone is saying, I'm friendly, I'm enthusiastic, and I believe I have something worthwhile for you. And a pro tip also, if you are not sure how you sound, record yourself practicing a voicemail or a call and play it back. And be honest, would you call yourself back? If the answer is no, then work on it and add energy, warmth, and clarity. Yes, this is the kind of boring practice that makes you money, though. Trust me, it's something that so many people push back against. It's the thing that I didn't want to do. Everyone hates the sound of their own voice. Like whatever. If you're here to make money, if you're here to help people, you're going to do the things that might be boring or might be quote unquote hard to do. But I'm telling you, This one practice will help you get better because very quickly you will realize your filler words, you will realize that your tone actually doesn't sound like you thought it sounded, and then you'll actually have feedback to be able to change it. Okay, next thing is timing. When to follow up and how often do we follow up? Timing, you guys, is twofold. The time of day or day of the week that you reach out and the intervals between your touches, both of those things matter. Time of day or week. If you keep calling a lead at 1 p.m. on weekdays and never reach them, try something different. You should be logging all of this stuff in your CRM system so that you know that that's the case. Okay. So maybe they have a job where they can't take personal calls midday. So then you need to know to try early evening or on a Saturday morning. So vary your approach for follow up and also be mindful of time zones and schedules. So, like, here's a quick example. I had a California lead, but I'm on the East Coast, right? I'm licensed in 3 different states: Washington, Oregon, Florida. And thankfully, I remembered not to call them at 9 o'clock my time because it was 6 a.m. their time. So it's common sense, but it's worth mentioning because you never know, especially if you see a phone number that has an area code that's not in your time zone. Maybe they're in your time zone, but it's just stuff to keep in mind. Also, your follow-up cadence. How often is too often? This depends on the context and also what stage that lead is in. But a general guideline for a new lead that hasn't responded yet: front load your attempts a little bit. So, like, for instance, and I have a whole follow-up system that I have the people that I coach and train, they've got this down packed. So, for instance, day 1, lead comes in, you call within 5 minutes. Obviously, if possible, okay? Speed to lead is huge, up to 9%, or not 9%, 9 times more likely to connect with them if you call within 5 minutes of receiving that lead. If they don't answer, you can choose to maybe not leave a voicemail and try calling again up to 3 times in the same day, just depending if it's a new lead, internet lead, whatever. But maybe you leave a voicemail, send a text message. My favorite, send a video text message. Okay, that's a whole nother day for training. Then day 2, try again, maybe different time or method. So if you ended up leaving a voice message day 1, mid-afternoon, lunchtime, day 2, maybe you try calling in the evening or before work. So again, just switch up the time of day if you're on day 2 of receiving that lead. Or you can do, if you just left a voicemail the day before, try doing a text message or email the second day. Then day 4 or 5, another follow-up. Maybe it's a text message this time, like, hey, what's up, Susie? I wanted to make sure I didn't drop the ball on my end. Did you still need some info on whatever, the house you reached out about or whatever? I'm here to help. Okay, so that's putting the, like, I want to make sure I didn't drop the ball on my end. So you're going to, oh, no, you didn't drop the ball, blah, 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 right? You're trying to elicit a response, okay? And then week 2, another attempt. Maybe you have a piece of value, a market report, and just any excuse to reach out, but make sure that it's an item of value. You're shooting for 10 to 12 follow-ups in the first 2 weeks of a brand new lead. And then after that, I would do weekly for about a month, then bi-weekly for the next month or so, and then once a month until when they die, you die, or they tell you to F off. So you're going to gauge that based on their responses and cues. Yes, forever. Thank you, Jeremy. That's also the correct answer. You follow up forever until one of those 3 things happen. Okay. The key is just don't give up after 1 or 2 tries. You space it out gradually. I like to say, like, be pleasantly persistent. You're not blowing up their phones 3 times a day, every single day. Yes, that would be annoying. Okay. But you're also not vanishing, and you're not like making it feel awkward or feeling bad for reaching out. You're like a steady, friendly persistence that's confident that you're the best choice, and you're confident that doing this is going to lead them to the result and the goal that they have for their lives. Also, consider their timeline. If they told you, I'm not thinking of buying for 6 months, okay? If they're a further out lead, your follow-up approach is different for that. You're not going to hammer them every other day. Instead, you might put them on a nurture plan, maybe like a monthly check-in with useful info, and then increasing that frequency as month 6 approaches. And always, always, always log this in your CRM system, by the way. Future you will be thankful that you set those reminders. And also, just a reminder that whatever time frame they tell you that they are in, we're not going to be ready in 6 months. Always cut it in half. Make sure at minimum that you are checking in with them or providing some type of value at 3 months and not waiting till 6 months. I can't tell you how many times I have lost deals when I have waited to follow up with them at the time that they said, and I lost the deal because something happened in between then and when they said that they would be ready. Also, one more aspect about timing. Response time. If a lead emails you or texts you, how fast do you reply? The answer better be as fast as humanly possible or faster, like get a time machine and respond to them. No, just kidding. But seriously, responsiveness is part of follow-up. It shows that you're on top of it. You're professional. If you take 2 days to reply to them, even like half a day, why would they expect you to be any better during their transaction? You're setting a precedent. So first impressions matter. Strive to respond quickly, even if it's just got your message. I'm with a client until 3. I'll get back to you by 4. Right. So I do this a lot. Sometimes I even do that, you guys, with maybe it's a complex reach out or question that someone has. And maybe I'm just not even mentally in a spot to like answer somebody. I won't just not respond. I'll be like, hey, I'm in a meeting. I'm with a client, like whatever it is, just at least at minimum, acknowledge it. Because sometimes, we all have those clients that sometimes they're a lot and they call you every day or whatever. And you're just like, I need a minute. I need to do the things. That's okay. At least respond. Also, personalization, meaning customizing your approach for each of those leads. And I know we touched on this earlier, but I want to hammer it home. One size does not fit all in your follow-up. The more you can tailor your outreach to the individual, higher your success rate is going to be. So what does personalization look like? So glad you asked. It is using their name always. People love the sound of their own name, like we talked about, referencing specifics from past conversations or their situation, which is why your CRM is invaluable. And then even tailoring their communication style. Okay. Some people are all business. They just want the facts in an email. Give me bullet point list. Other people refer texting and emojis, a bit of chit chat. And how do you know? You guys pay attention. If they always reply with one-word answers, maybe they're just not the chatty type. Keep it straightforward, like match and mirror. Okay. We've probably all heard that concept. If they ask about your kids or share about theirs, then you can be more personal and relational. And that doesn't mean that you're changing your personality or who you are. You're just recognizing what some people prefer and how they communicate and matching that. Use what you know. If your lead mentioned they love a certain sports team and the team won last night, you might casually mention it like, P.S. Did you catch the game? Your Lakers pulled it off yesterday, whatever. If they told you they were expecting a baby, you damn well better congratulate them when the time comes and maybe drop off a little baby gift. Okay. Takes 2 seconds. And if someone tells you a significant date, pop it in your calendar to have it remind you. I cannot tell you how many times, because I don't expect my brain to remember anything. If someone tells me they've got heart surgery, they've got a baby, they've got a graduation, whatever it is, I just pull up my reminders. Someone having surgery, boom, the day before. And then I text and they're like, oh my gosh, that was so kind of you. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've literally done that exact thing. And people, that's the kind of stuff that's relationship building. That's the type of stuff that they remember. That's what keeps you top of mind. This isn't follow-up about real estate stuff per se, but it is follow up on life, which cements that relationship. And guess who they're going to call when they need a bigger house for that growing family? Exactly. Write it down. Thank you. Whoever said that. Jeremy, yes, write it down. You're not going to remember. Okay. Now, personalization in your scripts. I want to give you a few examples. Okay. So this would be generic. Hey, if you're ready to move forward, let me know. So instead of something like that, you can be like, hey, what's up, Sandra? How have you been? Last time we spoke, you were getting ready for your daughter's graduation. How did it go? I bet you're so proud. On the real estate front, I have some interesting news. Remember that neighborhood you loved? 2 listings came up that fit what you wanted. Would you like me to email you those details? So it gives a couple things, right? Personal and business. That script, it hits multiple personalization points. It's using their name, like we talked about earlier, referencing a life event, and connecting it back to the business reason for the contact. So 2 new listings in their preferred area. It just shows that you listen and you care. Or if it's a seller lead who was worried about timing the market, you can say something like, hey, John, you mentioned you were hesitant to list your home until you found a new job. I was thinking of you because I saw that Nike is expanding and hiring a lot. Maybe that could be an opportunity for you. In any case, I also wanted you to know the housing inventory in your area is super low right now. There's only 2 months of supply. That actually puts you in a stronger position if you did list this summer. I'm happy to update my market analysis for you. No pressure, just so you have the latest info. Let me know what you think. See how if we just take a little bit of time to tailor it and remember why they were hesitant, his job situation, and then offer a helpful tip. Oh, I saw this company was expanding. This might fit, right? I pay attention to local news and I'm thinking of you. Then just gently giving them a market stat that's relevant to their decision and offering help. It's not just a generic, hey, you're ready yet? It's much, much, much richer than that. Fire emoji. Yes, marketing magician. Thank you. This is stuff that is going to be life-changing, game-changing in your business if you actually implement it. And the bottom line is personalization converts. And in this day and age with AI, we should be able to do that for people. People respond when they feel that you're talking to them, not just blasting a script at every lead that's super generic. And yes, I understand it does take a little bit of extra effort per lead, like notes and checking in on the details and reminding yourself of like what's going on in their life. But the payoff is huge. And honestly, it makes the job more enjoyable. You're going to feel like you're chatting with a friend and context, not just cold calling strangers all day and sending generic stuff that like, you don't even feel good about. So are you guys seeing how all these pieces are fitting together? We have the mindset, which is never stop. Follow-up is forever. The approach is be real, bring value. Don't be a boring bugaboo, okay? And then the delivery, the tone, the timing, the personalization. When you combine all of those things, that is when you become unstoppable. Okay, that was a lot of info, and we're just getting warmed up. I want you guys to take a deep breath with me. We're going to go to the next phase, which is tackling the tough follow-up situations. When you've been reaching out and getting nada, zilch, crickets, nothing. Oh, Chandra, thank you so much. I'm glad. Let's breathe this in. Yes, loving this. Yay. Okay, we're going to keep going. We're going to keep pushing. Let's do this. All of us have been ghosted. We've been ignored, right? People that never pick up the phone. Okay. I want to tackle those tough follow-up situations because there's two categories here. We've got ghosted leads, which means people that you've talked to or met who then disappeared on you, right? And then the people who've never responded. So those leads that you've never actually connected with despite the multiple attempts. So two different categories, both are frustrating, but we're not here to whine. We're here to win them back or at least give it our best shot with style and professionalism. Okay? Yay, Rita. I'm glad you're loving it. I'm glad. And we will have time, you guys, at the end. I got to keep talking faster to get to all of this good stuff. Okay, so re-engaging the ghost. First, these are people who at one point showed interest. Maybe you had a great initial call, maybe did a showing, consultation, and then radio silence. No return calls, no replies, right? We've all had those. You're left scratching your head, what did I do wrong? And sometimes the answer is nothing. Like we said, life gets busy. And then other times they might be avoiding telling you the bad news of why they decided to put it off, or maybe they went with another agent, which sucks. But until you know for sure, do not assume the worst or give up too soon. That's where agents get it wrong. They assume things and then they give up and they pull back on the follow-up. And it's just that, like, I don't know, maybe someone passed away in their family or they moved, like, I don't know, whatever. It doesn't matter. Here's how to handle ghosting like a pro. You want to handle it with empathy, creativity, and persistence. Here's that word again. You want to revive communication in a way that either gets them to re-engage or at least get you clarity on where you stand with them. So strategy number one, the value drop message. This is where you reach out with a piece of value that's hard to ignore, something that makes them go like, oh my gosh, thank you. That's so useful. So for example, in an email or text message, hey, Susie, I know it's been a while. Hope you've been awesome. I wanted to send you this. It's a quick market update report for your area, and I thought you'd find it really interesting. Prices have moved a bit since we last spoke. The report shows a 5% uptick in your neighborhood. No urgent action needed on your end, just keeping you in the loop. Let me know if you have any questions or if anything in your situation has changed. I'm here for you. This kind of message does a couple of things. It acknowledges the time gap casually. been a while. Hope you're well. It's not guilt tripping them for not getting back to you, or this actually could be used if you haven't reached out to them in a while. Okay. So it's acknowledging it, but doing it casually. It delivers value, which is the market report with the specifics. And it opens the door for them to update you if their situation has changed. It's low pressure and purely contributory. And maybe they reply, maybe they don't. If they still don't, you can try something more direct the next time. Okay. So that at least opens the door, hits all the buttons that we're talking about. Strategy number 2, the lighthearted little nudge. Okay. Humor can be magic if it fits your personality. Okay. And you gauge the client might appreciate a little humor. You can send a lighthearted message that playfully acknowledges the ghosting, but be careful to keep it positive and self-aware, not snarky or blaming, okay? Especially in text, you got to make sure that you're coming off in an appropriate way. So a funny text could be like, "What's up, Bob? Either my messages aren't reaching you or you've been kidnapped by aliens. If it's the aliens, blink twice, I'll send help. If not, just shoot me a quick text to let me know you're okay." On a serious note, hope all is well. I'm here for you whenever you're ready to chat. Real estate stuff again, even if that's 6 months from now, you're on my mind because I genuinely want to help whenever the timing's right. So this kind of text can make them smile and elicit a response like, "Haha, I'm okay. I'm not abducted. I'm just busy," right? "Thanks for checking in." So it acknowledges the awkward silence that they've left you in a fun way, and just reassures them that you're not just hounding them for a deal, that you actually care that they're okay. So I've used a line like, "I was starting to wonder if you joined the witness protection program," like in a joking way, right? With the right people. And I got a laugh, got a response. So use this stuff with discretion. Of course, you got to know your client's vibe. If they're super formal, maybe skip the aliens and just be sincere about it. Okay. So next strategy, better not ghost me. I'll get the Ghostbusters real quick. Yes, Wyatt. I love it. Okay, so next strategy is closing the file, honest approach. Okay, this is more direct. So this is for like, essentially you gave them an easy way to tell you no or not now without feeling bad. And it can actually prompt a response. So it's sometimes called a breakup email in sales. So, and you guys have probably seen this yourself, but it's pretty effective. So you say, "Hey, Jenny, I have tried reaching you a few times about your home search. I haven't heard back, which tells me one of 3 things. 1, you've put your plans on hold. Totally fine. 2, you've decided to work with another agent. If so, I respect that. Just let me know. Or 3, my messages are lost in space and you haven't seen them. Please drop me a quick line to let me know which it is, or if there's a different reason. If I don't hear back, I'll assume you're off the market for now and I won't keep bothering you. But know that I'm here as a resource anytime in the future. No hard feelings either way. I just want to make sure I'm not dropping the ball on my end if you did need help. Thanks so much. Wishing you the best." This approach, very direct, but it's also polite. It gives them that explicit permission to say, "Yeah, we've moved on," or "No, we've paused our search." And it even jokes a little bit that maybe they just didn't see our message. So that softens it a little bit. And then one of 2 things will happen in this type of message. They're either going to reply with an explanation, right? Which is great. Now you know where they actually stand, or they still don't reply. And if there's no reply, you've basically said, you've let them know ahead of time, regardless of what their response is, that you're going to back off unless they re-engage. So you stop actively chasing. You might, put them on a longer term drip campaign, like once every couple months. You can send a friendly reminder check-in or whatever, and just move on to hotter leads. But at least it like allows you to draw a line in the sand and understand and know where they're at, so that you can focus on people who are actually hot and ready. I have had ghosted leads respond to this type of email with things like, "Thank you so much for understanding. We actually decided to wait till next year, personal reasons," whatever, like, doesn't matter. At least I got something from them and now I know, and I can respond kindly and maybe set a reminder to touch base then based on how they responded to me, of being like, "Hey, remember me? How's things going? Are you still planning for next year?" Right? So the relationship is still intact. I was professional about it. I didn't make them feel bad, but I also got the information that I needed. So one thing that's important though, however you follow up with ghosts, never, never, never show anger, annoyance, or passive aggressiveness. Okay. Like, "Hey, I've called 5 times and, just haven't heard anything yet." Like, keep it classy, okay? They don't owe you their business. You have to earn it. So by staying cool, you do earn the respect that way. So I've had a lot of people apologize to me for not responding sooner when I handled their ghosting gracefully, just like I'm giving you these scripts. So, I have a bunch of scripts here that I want to give to you guys, but we're running out of time. Okay, let's do this. What I'm going to do, I'm going to follow up and I'm going to follow up. Of course, I'm going to follow up. This is follow-ups forever with these scripts that because I was going to read them all off for you so you guys can like hear them and like get them in your brain. But I'm going to send all of these. I have your guys' emails. I will send you all of these scripts, and that way you guys can review them later. But I want to, because I want to get to a couple strategies that I had here. Let me just pop on down. And we also need time for Q&A. We need time for Q&A for you guys because I know some of you have some questions. But yes, have no fear. These scripts that I'm telling you guys, like I said, don't frantically write things down because I'm going to send all this to you. Okay, I know we've covered a ton of things, so I want to zoom out here just for a moment, remind you guys of the big picture. The reason why we follow up forever is because we're not chasing deals. We don't want to have that vibe, right? We're cultivating relationships, and the best realtors out there have a database full of people that they've built trust with over the years. And some of those people do multiple deals over time. Some send referrals. Some might not do anything themselves, but still send you goodwill or connections, whatever. It all counts, right? When you follow up the way that we've been talking about with authenticity, consistency, and care, you're telling your clients, I'm here for your life, not just until you sign a contract and then boom, I'm out of here. Not just until closing day, for life. And by the way, we haven't even gotten to following up within the transaction. And when I say forever, I mean even after the fact of when they've bought and sold with you. Okay. So this is why this is a monthly recurring Follow Up is Forever event, is because there's so much that we have to cover, because follow up is not just until closing day, it is for life. And that's a powerful message. And it's what creates clients for life and a steady stream of the business from repeats to referrals, and helps you actually grow something that's meaningful, that you're proud of, and not just chasing all the time. So I want to share with you guys actually a quick story from my own career that drives this on. Or drives this in, because early on I met a couple at an open house, and they were renters. They were just casually looking, right? I wasn't sure when they'd buy. I just put them on a follow-up plan, and I checked in every month or two. And sometimes I'd invite them to like a client event or just like send a happy holidays card, whatever. And they didn't buy their first home until 4 years after I met them. 4 years. But I just kept doing the things. Because what's one extra call every couple months? What's adding them to my email list? What's sending out just another card during the holidays, right? Like if I were to count out the minutes that I took to do that throughout the year, like whatever. Okay. I didn't give up on them because they didn't tell me to F off and they didn't pass away. Right. So, literally, guess who called when they were ready? Me. They were like, Jen, you're the only agent who kept in touch with us all this time. We're not gonna work with anyone else. Oh my gosh, you guys, that was so validating. And I sold them a house, which yay, commission. Okay. But it doesn't stop there, because I kept following up after the sale too, right? Their home anniversary. Congratulations, it's been a year, right? Like occasional check it. Like, do you need a list of vendors? Are you want to do some upgrades in your house? Like all the things, right? 2 years later, wife's sister needed a realtor. Referral to moi. And just a couple months ago, that original couple called me again because now they want to move up. They want to upgrade to a bigger home. So 4 years, couple phone calls, couple holiday cards, couple like on a drip automatic emails. Was that worth waiting 4 years to get, what is that, 4 deals? That one relationship nurtured over those years turned into multiple transactions and referrals. This is a long game. This is why follow-up is forever, right? All of this that I'm saying circles back, and I'm telling you this because I know some of you might think, do I really have to follow up forever? That sounds daunting. That sounds crazy. But when you approach it as just making friends and being a helpful human, it actually is rewarding. And yes, it can be fun if you have the energy that I have, right? And the enthusiasm about it, because I've seen it work, because I've implemented it and I've done it. Many of my past leads, they're now my friends. Like how you guys know the ones I'm talking about, right? You take them through a transaction and you're like, oh, like you're used to talking to them literally every single day. And then all of a sudden you're like, I don't have a reason to like talk to you every day, right? It feels awesome when they invite me to their housewarming parties or send me pictures of their newborn in the nursery of the home I helped them buy. Like all of those things, that is the heart of this business, but you won't get there unless you do the work of follow up now. So the next time you feel annoyed that you have to call someone again, shift your perspective. Instead, think, I get to invest a little more into a relationship that could last a lifetime. You're not bugging people, you're serving them as long as you approach it right. We're running out of time. Let's do some Q&A. I want to open it up to you guys. I have more. I always have more. I could talk about this topic forever. No pun intended. But I want to open it up, see what you guys have for me. Is there anything? This training isn't great because my follow-up is horrible. I feel like I'm being annoying and desperate and no more. Chandra, you are not the only one. I'm so glad that you are willing to say this out loud because you are not the only one. A lot of us feel this way. I have been in real estate for over 13 plus years. And I go through ebbs and flows. I still feel sometimes annoying or whatever. And I have to remind myself of these principles because I know that they work and I know that it's true. The right people will come to you and will be ready. If you're doing the right things, you will get the closings that you want. If you focus on how do I build this relationship? How do I just have another conversation? How do I provide value? If you think about like anyone you've ever dated, right? If you were just like, hey, do you want to hang out with me? Hey, why don't you want to hang out with me? Hey, do you want to hang out? Hey, do you like me? Da-da-da-da. Is that how you like woo someone to like be in relationship with you? Is that how you get a friend? No. With a friend or with someone that you're dating, you reach out and be like, hey, this made me think of you. This made me think of you. Like there's this event that's going on. I know you love fishing and I saw this fishing expo. Like, here you go, right? Or I know that you're really into this video game and I saw that there's like a new version dropping this time. Like, how do you build relationships with people that are in your life currently? It is really not that different from building relationships with clients. Like you are in and a part of one of the, if not most, biggest decision in their life. Like buying real estate, that is usually the largest decision. I mean, other than like obviously personal, like getting married and whatever, but like monetarily wise, this is the biggest decision of their life, right? That's emotional. That like they want to trust you, they want to think of you as a friend versus just like some, salesperson that's uninterested and disconnected from the process, right? So yes, it's why we text those dorky messages and memes to each other, right? Like just and here's the thing, the more you that you are you, and I know I'm getting on like off topic, but it's because this is so important. And the more you and permission that you have to be yourself, guess what? The more so you are going to attract the clients that you actually want to work with, that you actually are going to have a decent chance of becoming friends with. How awesome is that? Like having a friend group, right? There's so many opportunities and things that can happen and ideas that can flow when you feel the freedom to operate in like who you are and attract the type of people that you like to be around. Then it doesn't become awkward. Then it doesn't become weird. It doesn't become naggy. It's like, oh no, I actually want to reach out to this person because I like them. Like I like them and we have similar interests and I'm going to go to this concert and I bet you they would like to too, that type of stuff. So how do we go? Oh, marketing magician, you too can have me all the time. You guys, okay. Pop your questions in the chat. A couple things I want to tell you about. Oh my gosh, there were so many other things, but I know we're like out of time. If I didn't get to your question, you guys can schedule a discovery call with me. And any of my social media platforms, also one of my admins, if you want to pop in my Calendly link to schedule a call with me, you can do that here. I'm going to leave you guys with some homework, call to action, because a training without action is just entertainment. I'm not here to just simply like entertain and like woo, woo, right? Though I hope you were not bored. I want you to pick 3 leads, a hot lead, warm lead, cold lead. Okay. One of each. Apply something you learned today to each of them in the next 24 to 48 hours. Write them down. You know who y'all got them, right? Even if you're new to real estate. Okay. If you're new to real estate, a warm lead is somebody that you know that's in your sphere that has the capability of buying or selling. So I don't care if you're new or like someone, you've got a hot, warm, and a cold lead somewhere. That could mean calling them with a new tone and script or sending a funny nudge, right? Text to a ghoster or like writing a personal email that adds some value to some whoever you're talking to. Okay. 3 people. That's it to start. Then come report in the Discord. Yes, I have a Discord about what happened. I live for your success stories. It's what fuels me. It what like encourages me to keep doing these. So even if it's not the response that you hoped for, we can workshop it. We can get better with each other and helping each other out. So my Discord channel, that also, if you guys want to, thank you, Marketing Magician. Calendly link is there to schedule a discovery call with me. 15 minutes, it's for free. We can talk all the things. My Discord channel, I have a public facing channel. There's hundreds of real estate professionals in there. You can ask questions. You can network. You can get referrals from there. You can pop in there. It's completely free. Discord is lit. I agree, Marketing Magician. And session 3 of Follow Up Forever is going to be the third Tuesday of May. So I'm going to do these every third Tuesday of the month. So we're going to dive even more advanced follow-up systems and scripts. So even if you've been to this, it's titled the same thing, but I go into either deeper aspects or different aspects. There's so much. Since follow-up is forever, I will never run out of topics to talk about follow-up. Okay. So it's going to build on what we did each previous month. So don't miss it, you guys. Keep an eye on my social media and your emails for the invite and for the follow-up of all the scripts and everything that I talked about today, and even the stuff that I didn't get to. And I want to thank you guys for spending your precious time here with me and investing in yourself and just being open to this bold style, and maybe a few of my F-bombs and my little curse words, okay? But it's to capture your attention. Okay, I know it works. I think I kept it just one F-bomb. So anyways, record low for me. I genuinely care about seeing you guys win. And when you implement this stuff, when you actually put it into practice, your business will transform. I know this because I personally have done it in my business, and I coach and train real estate agents on these exact principles and have seen multiple people, regardless of where they're at. They're agents all over the nation, agents that are brand new, agents that are experienced, all types of agents implement these things and stay consistent on the right activities over and over again. They go from struggling to thriving just by becoming follow-up machines in the right way. And remember, it's follow-up is forever because our care for the client is forever. So many people are like, but like, I just want them to know that I care. Perfect. That following up forever absolutely shows that you care, right? If you lead with that, you cannot go wrong. So go out there, you guys, kick ass. Check the chat because somebody just put all my links in there. So that's my link tree. Check out all the things. Connect if you need stuff like this. If you have questions, if you want help, I am here for that. I coach and train agents all over the nation. Doesn't matter where you're at or what's, whatever, where you're at in your business. If you want to ask questions, if you want to pop in the Discord and hang out with all the people in my Hype Squad and ask questions, do it. Please, please do. You do not have to be alone in this business. I know it can feel that way sometimes. So anyways, you guys have a fantastic day or evening, like wherever you're at in here in this world. So if you guys want to unmute yourselves, drop me whatever, a note, ask final questions. I've got a couple minutes before I got to hop off. So thank you again for being here. I appreciate you guys, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one.
Thank you so much, Jen. This was amazing.
Absolutely, Rita. I'm so glad you came. Where are you coming? Where are you at? Where do you sell real estate?
New Hampshire. I actually am an agent success manager, so I support 34 agents here.
Oh my
We're
gosh,
neighbors.
girl.
I'm over in Maine.
Yes,
So just
I
taking a little
love
bit
it.
from you to bring back to them and put you in front of them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We should collab, girl. Let's do it. I would love that. Schedule a call with me. Let's talk about it.
Sounds
Rita,
great.
we're neighbors. I'm right over in Maine.
Oh, hey, perfect.
Yes, love that.
Yeah,
New England weather. Yay.
I know.
You're welcome, Chandra. So you have the Hype Club today. Yes. Okay. Before I forget too, before you guys pop off, so the Hype Collective, I am so stinking excited about this, you guys. Okay. I am creating because people are like, Jen, I want to be coached by you. And like, how do we get plugged in and connected if we're not in the Hype Squad, whatever. So I am creating the Hype Collective. It's coming soon. I'm hoping within the next week, I'll have it launched for you guys to sign up for. It is going to be group coaching by me, yours truly. I have so much stuff jam-packed, filled into that. I'm making it really affordable, lots of value. You get to hear me like follow up with her. This is just like a teaser, whatever. I'm going to be a couple times a month coming at you guys with some awesome training to help you in your business. There's going to be PDFs. There's going to be video stuff. There's going to be scripts. There's going to be like all the things to help you in your business and current stuff, like things that are actually going to help you, AI stuff, funnels, like all the things, all the ingredients, what you need. So check it out. That will be coming soon. Also, I will be emailing that to everybody. potentially giving you guys calls if you give me your phone numbers to like tell you when it has dropped, when it has launched. Okay. So check that out within the next week. Hopefully I will have that available for you guys to sign up and check out. Did I miss anything else? My admins, anything else you want to remind me to say? Or any questions, pop them in the chat, or you can come off mute. Hype Collective, Discord, newsletter.
I will just say so because some people do better with an actual day instead of such and such a week. The third Tuesday of May will be May 20th. So mark that in your calendars for the next.
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Go sign up, you guys too. So that link, that makes sure that like you get the reminders and you get the actual thing when the time comes. So, and there's a limit. I think we can only have a certain amount of people like on here with that. So definitely get your ticket so that you don't get booted. Cool. So yep, Linktree is in the chat, you guys. I will follow up, of course, with all the things for you. And I hope to chat with all of you soon and see you in the Discord. It's an awesome place to network. And
I just dropped the Discord link for those of you who want to go directly to it. I know I will be chilling in there on the public side, so I don't know if anyone else will be. Wyatt, I don't know if you have time to chill in there. That way we can tell them more about the hype. Okay.
Absolutely, you guys. So yeah, I've got people in my Hype Squad. If you don't know, I coach and train real estate agents that are on the Hype Squad, and they are in the Discord all the time. So feel free to drop in there, ask them questions, all the things. Otherwise, you guys have a fantastic rest of your week, and I will see you soon.